What's up, guys? Welcome back to Golf Simulator Videos. I have an awesome video for you guys today. It's our first video since we returned from the 2023 PGA Merchandise Show. This was actually an announcement there that I thought would be better to do the review here in the GSV studio. This is the Flightscope Mevo Plus and Swing Catalyst Home Edition integration. Very exciting stuff. If you guys saw my Swing Catalyst Home Edition video, that's where we used a microphone to activate the swing cameras. Well, now you can connect your Flightscope Mevo Plus to your PC using Wi-Fi, and that's actually going to activate that swing recording. But on top of that, it's going to pull in all of the ball data and all of the club data and match it up with the swing. Very powerful stuff. I'm going to show you that here in just a second. But there's a lot going on today that I want to talk about. So I'm going to talk about the different settings. I'm going to talk about DLP projectors and how to eliminate flickering and why it's so powerful that you can use all of these tools inside of the Swing Catalyst software. You know, you'll probably wonder, why is my camera, lit up like a Christmas tree inside the studio here? Well, that's my auto exposure. So that shows you how bright it really is in the studio. And I wanted to compare that and show you in comparison to those Fox cameras that I have. Those are those Swing Catalyst USB Fox cameras. You're able to go into the Swing Catalyst software and micro adjust everything. Exposure, you're able to adjust the gain, you're able to adjust the frames per second, the white balance, all that stuff. And that's what allows you to get the best quality image, especially looking at that club in slow motion. And I'm going to show you guys all that different stuff today. Now, if you haven't seen our videos from the 2023 PGA Merchandise Show, make sure you check them out. They're all in the channel. There's tons of stuff out there. And as always, if you guys are looking to purchase any golf simulator hardware or software, make sure you shoot me an email. I pin it at the top of the comments and put it in the description. I've been helping so many people. It's been so awesome. I always tell everyone to check out the Instagram because I show a lot of before and after pictures of what people sent me and then what they built with the DIY I helped them out with. A lot of commercial facilities too, which is really cool. So let's go over to the software though, and let's just dive right in and show you guys what this is all about. This is really, really, really cool. I'm going to take down that video inside the studio. We don't need that. I did cheat a little bit. You'll see that I already have a swing actually in the software, so it's going to just make, speed it up a little bit for you guys. You'll see that it's really cool. It gives you a little preview of what swing it is, and then it kind of gives you a quick overview of the data, and you can even put a star on that, and this is all going to go in your library so you can search for things. All right, you could select what club it was, all that, and I go over all of these, details in depth in my first Swing Catalyst video that you guys should check out. So I'm not going to go over like every option inside of Swing Catalyst because it would take so long. I want to talk about and show you guys the Flightscope integration today, and then also all of these must-know things when you're setting up cameras and how to get the best quality. Now, the GSV studio is very dark, so the first thing I'm going to tell you is that I have to have a lot of light, and then even with that, I'm actually having to use a lot of gain and lowering my exposure down to get the best quality. And I'll explain to you why those settings are so important. So the first thing I did here is I used Control 1, 2, and 3. And what that allows me to do is it allows me to get to the takeaway, the top, and then also the impact. All right, now you'll see at impact, my club is essentially fully frozen, and that's what I like. I like to get, the cleanest image I can right at impact. I'm not worried about the little graininess in the image or anything like that, and that's what this is giving me. I'll give you guys a quick little 5% play of the video, and you'll see, even though my environment is super dark, I'm getting a nice clear image of my body, my hands, the club shaft, the club head, all those important variables that someone's going to want to see. And then of course, if I wanted to pause the video and I want to draw lines, where the club is, I can do that easily because that image is of good quality. So just something to point out. Now let's jump right to the fun stuff. If you look over on the right-hand side, you're going to see a little arrow in the center, and I'm going to open that up. Well, guess what? This is all of that data coming from the Flightscope Mevo Plus that's now paired with this video. You have the ball flight. So I've been working on a fade, and this just verifies everything for me. So first off, let's go ahead and play the impact really quick and watch the ball take off slightly left of center from my down the line camera, and it just validates everything. I get to see why that happened. I get to look on the Flightscope video of the flight actually taking off left and coming back to the right. All right. I mean, this is what I've been working on. Sure, it might not be perfect, but it was a, one-time swing just to get things going, and it's just so cool to see it in action. It shows me my carry. All right, shows me my face angle, dynamic loft, club path, swing plane, tack angle, club path, face to path, club speed, smash factor, spin axis, your spin rate. It shows that it was a fade. You can even go to flight and we can see it launch angle, launch direction. I mean, all that stuff. There's just so much in here now because of this, marriage between the software and the Flightscope Mevo Plus hardware. It's just really, really cool stuff. So I want to wrap things up with showing you guys why it's so important to know your settings of the camera, how to get the best quality, and then also that DLP flickering, how you can eliminate it if you don't have a 3LCD projector and you're trying to get, your down the line camera not to flicker. So let's just go to capture really quick. And you'll notice that my projector is not flickering right now. Now, somebody might want to be using, simulation software or something on their screen. They don't want it flickering. Well, let's open up settings really quick. And let's go to cameras. And we'll start with down the line. I'm going to go to advanced and I'm going to hit play. So this is actually that live view of that camera. And I'm going to go up to camera really quick. And I'm going to get this thing jumped up to what it's capable of. I think it's 249 frames a second. All right, notice the flickering of the image. Now you're only going to see that in the recording, that actual image of the projector flickering. If you're fine with that, then you shouldn't have nothing to worry about. I can actually walk out in the image and you'll notice the subject is fine. You're not going to have an issue with the subject. If that doesn't bother you, then get your maximum frame rate and you won't have anything to worry about. But I've shown the 120 frames per second, and honestly, that's plenty for most people. All right, the face on, what you can do with the face on. All right, and I'm going to lower that back down just so it's not flickering and bothering you guys. If it is by any chance, then now we can eliminate that. But let's go to the face on really quick, and we'll talk about a couple different things. So one, my crop. So I'm actually able to crop this to eliminate my light that I have behind the golfer and the projection screen. So I don't have to worry about flickering of my projector on this, or I don't have to worry about that bright light coming in view of the camera because I'm using the crop. Now, as far as camera settings go, what is the key? Well, the key is to lower the exposure as much as possible. Now, some might say, well, what if I have the gain all the way down and I crank this exposure all the way up? Look how beautiful that video is. Let me get back in there. This is a live image. Beautiful video. The problem is that you're going to have a ton of club blur because by having high exposure, it is a much slower shutter speed and it won't freeze the image. Now, optimal, I like to stay down to 600 if I can. If you're about 850, you're going to freeze most clubs depending on your amount of light. So my face on, for instance, I have at 600. And then I take the gain and I just crank it all the way up. Because the truth is I just don't mind that little bit of, fuzz that you get from the gain. I mean, it's just not a big deal at all. And I think most people would agree. They would much rather have that crisp, image of that club at impact than they would just a little bit of, fuzz from raising that gain up. So those are key things that you need to understand when you're setting up Swing Catalyst camera settings, okay? So hopefully that is, easy for you guys to understand. I'll actually come back here and we'll just use this image to kind of wrap things up really quick. Flightscope Mevo Plus integration with Swing Catalyst Home Edition. I mean, this is really exciting stuff. If you guys have any questions on settings, integration, anything along those lines, just make sure you shoot me an email. I'll pin it to the top of the comments and put it in the description. But let me tell you, I've been using this just for a little while, and it's just so powerful. And it's starting at, I think, at $199. So, it's something that can be affordable for the home user and yet just be so powerful. And if you check out that other Swing Catalyst video that I did, I show everyone how they can do actually recorded lessons and send them over to their instructor, or an instructor could be doing lessons and then sending them over to their student afterwards. Either or, it's just really powerful stuff. It's awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'd love to hear what you guys think, so make sure you put that down in the comments. Subscribe, like the video, share the video, all that stuff. I appreciate it so much as always. We'll talk to you guys soon.